Hey there, Deb Bailey here. I wanted to just spend some time. Some people have been a little surprised with my upcoming Camino walk and just having a backpack for 2 months with everything I need in it for that time. So what I wanted to do is do a quick little bag packing session with you to let you know what I'm actually taking with me on Camino. So let's start with the hardware first. The really, well, it's all important stuff, but the hardware first would be good. This is my trusty backpack. So I am using the Arn Natural Exhilaration pack. It's got a short back on it, which is good for women. So, but you know, it pays to get really measured up well for this, which is what I did. Now, I've also added the balance pockets. This is a 33 litre pack. I've added the 2 balance pockets in the front. That mean that I get another sort of 3.5 litres in each of those, so another 7 litres. So there's a huge amount of space actually. So they're the multi-pro balance pockets, really useful to have. You can carry your water, your snacks, put your phone in there, and I've also got another little bag that I'm popping in here, which I'll stuff, which I'll show you in a moment. So that's the pack. Really happy with her. She's going to be amazing. Now the great thing about the Arn pack also is that when you flip your lid, you can actually store some stuff in the top, but it's actually a dry bag. So even though I use dry bags to put my things in, the whole pack itself is very waterproof and it's one big dry bag. So awesome, super comfortable, happy with that. So that's the pack. The next important thing to talk about is feet, right? Because that's the only thing that's between you and 1,000 kilometers, or me and 1,000 kilometers. So I am wearing the Ultra Olympus 6. I got these one size up. I have got footbeds in them as well, and I've been walking in these, so these are now broken in. Super good tread on them, really comfortable, nice big toe box, which is really important. As you walk, your feet kind of swell up and get a bit hot. And also, I use a double sock method, so I want to have plenty of room in there so that I don't get any blisters. So they are awesome. I also wear trail runner sort of gaiters with this. For some reason, I'm that person that will get the only stone in the road or the sand or whatever in my shoes. So they're super, super lightweight. I can show you those really quickly. Super lightweight, and they actually are made for these shoes. So they just slip on. You clip them on and you can forget about them. So don't weigh anything, happy about those. So that's the shoes. Hiking poles. Got to have hiking poles. Whilst on the Camino del Norte, there is a lot of pavement and cobblestone walking. You're going from village to village around sort of that northern coast of Spain. But equally, we're going to be up in hills, we're going to be walking through trails. So poles, really good to keep your balance, especially on those days when you're doing, 25 kind of plus kilometers, and you might get a little bit tired. So really useful to have those. So those are the main hardware bits and pieces. So let's now take a look at what's going inside the pack, and we'll start with clothes. So I'll show you first the clothes that I'll probably be wearing on our first day. So these obviously won't go in the pack, but just so you get a full idea of clothing that I'm taking. So first of all, I have a pair of just walking shorts. These ones do have the leg inner in them, and then the short on the outside. So, but super lightweight and will dry really quickly, super comfy, no zips or anything like that, so easy to pull on and off. And so that's what I will be wearing. I will also be wearing, I have a sun hoodie. So this is an SPF shirt. It's got the hood on it, so that when it's really hot, I know this might sound a little counterintuitive, but with this one, I wear a peak hat, and I can pull the hood then up over the hat, and it keeps all my neck, my ears from getting sunburnt. So love, and it's super lightweight, right? So that will get washed and dried every night. I talked before about the double sock method. So I have silk sock liners that I wear, and then I have my merino wool socks. Footwear and socks is not the thing to skimp on, so get really, really good quality stuff. I'll also have some lamb's wool. I'm walking obviously with my partner Spencer, so he's actually got the lamb's wool in his pack. But lamb's wool to weave through your toes or to put on any hot spot areas if you feel like you're getting a blister. And we do have a little bit of a blister pack in our meds. So I've talked to you about the gaiters that I wear on the outside of the shoe. I also have a knee brace. I have a bit of a wonky knee, and there is going to be a lot of up and down hills. So this is just one of your, your elasticated ones from the chemist. So I'm taking that along just so that I don't have any knee issues. And I also am taking two these sort of Lululemon bralettes. I've got two of them, so one on, one off, and that's what I will be wearing underneath. So that's what I'm wearing, so that won't be in my pack whilst I am wearing. But other clothing that I have is, I have my hiking pants, which are long pants. These are from Macpac. They've got some stretch in them, super comfortable. I've worn them on sort of day-long hikes before, really comfortable. And I'm also taking just a pair of Lululemon like short bike short type things to maybe throw on once I get to the albergue or the hostel at the end of the walking day. So I'm taking those. I have two short-sleeved dry fit t-shirts, really, really light, obviously, and they will wash and dry quickly. So that's something you need to think about with your clothing. So I've got two of those. Again, could be used for walking. Definitely be probably used in the evenings once I've had a shower and just sort of lounging around the albergue, or if we're going out doing a bit of sightseeing. Obviously, with the clothes I'm wearing, I have a pair of underpants, but I also have two other pairs of underpants. These are Pear, which is an Australian company, super light, beautiful natural fibres, and they're wicking, so no moisture gets held in those. So I've got two more pairs of those, so three pairs of undies in total. The other bralette that I mentioned before, so it's the same, they're both the same. I have two more pairs of merino socks. So, these take a little bit longer to dry, so I decided it was worth a couple of extra grams to have a third pair instead of just two. I have a neck gaiter or a boof, which is something that you can just, you put around your neck. You can wet it. So versatile. You can also use it to hold your hair back. You can use it for many, many things. So super light. It's a summer weight fabric. So that is going also. I can feel the cold really easily. And because even though we're traveling in the shoulder season, so we leave New Zealand 24th of August, won't start walking till about the 26th. So we are sort of getting into that autumn time. But if it gets really cold, for me, I know it's my head, my hands, my feet that I need to warm up quickly. So I am taking a super lightweight beanie with me, and my super lightweight gloves that also have the pads on them, so you can still use your phone and you don't have to keep taking them off. So, some of you will say probably don't need them, but I'm happy to carry that extra weight, so I'm taking those. This is my jacket, so a wee down jacket. I know, right? Gets into nothing. I love that. So this is also, because I only have those lighter layers, this is what will keep me warm. you know, as I'm either walking in the mornings perhaps, or maybe in the evenings, might need something like that. So always good to take that along. An additional item, which some people might not take, is this is a very lightweight, it's very light muslin, and it's like a wrap. And I'm taking this because if I'm walking in shorts or my Lulu shorts or something like that, and if we're visiting churches or spiritual places, it's a modesty thing for me. So I just wrap that around my waist, and just modesty. That's me. Now this could be classed a bit of a luxury item. I am taking some swimming togs, and that is because we are walking the northern way, and so of course we're going to be ducking in and out of beaches the whole time. But also there's some great hydrotherapy, I believe, and so I would love to experience that in some kind of spa along the way. So taking those trusty things. What else have we got here? So we have raincoat, absolute must. We probably will get some rain. And I also have, even though I've got my peak hat, I'm taking this extra sun hat with the protection at the back, because on the days if I was to wear the short t-shirt, I'm going to need something to protect my neck and my ears and my face a little bit more. So she folds up to absolutely nothing. So that's coming as well. Getting on to some sort of, not ancillary, these aren't ancillary, but I'm taking some Tiva sandals. So these are super lightweight, super comfortable. After a day's walking, I'm sure I'm going to want to take my hiking shoes off and pop these on. They're good for in the shower. They dry quickly, but equally they've got enough support that if for whatever reason, if I did develop a blister, or in the evenings if we're just strolling around, finding a restaurant or whatever for dinner, easy to pop on, not a hardship. So they are my only other second pair of shoes that I'm taking. Ultralight. This is actually turns into a little mini backpack. So we're going to be going and getting groceries and you know, some snacks and things like that to take along the way. So very useful to have that. My backpack raincoat, even though the pack is very waterproof, just really useful to have a raincoat for your backpack as well. And my cooler cloth, or a pea cloth for the ladies out there. So this means you attach this to the outside of your pack, and it just means that you're not using toilet tissue or toilet paper. And of course we leave no trace, right? So it gets washed every day, but that is also something that I use. And I have, this is actually a collapsible additional water bottle. I carry a 1 litre plastic hard bottle with me. This is like a backup bottle. It's about 750 mils, squishes down to nothing when it's empty, very light. And this is, I drink a lot of electrolytes. I'm at that age in my life where it's a necessity. So really going to be good for some plain water. Spencer's carrying a little fire, well, what do we call it?
Stove.
A little wee stove. There we go. He's behind the camera. To, you know, if we leave on some early mornings, there won't be anything open, and it's probably best that I have coffee earlier in the morning. So plain water would go into this one, that helps us get our caffeine before we get cracking. Journal. This is the most, I love journaling. I've always been a journaler, and I definitely want to capture what happens on Camino outside of the video recording that we will be doing and the photographs. So super lightweight in a bag so that it doesn't get wet if it happens. So I talked earlier about having a little bag of stuff in my pack pocket, because I don't really want to dive into my pack, you know, to get little bits and pieces. So what are some of the essentials that I think I might need? Pop them in a wee little bag like this, and carry them in the front. So what have I got in here? I have got my spork. So it's a spoon, fork, got a little knife edge. So we'll be picnic lunching a lot of the days. And so this is just an easy, it's super light because it's plastic. So that's in there. I have some little tissues. I have some easy reach, Panadol, ibuprofen, a little bit of face sunscreen, lip balm that has an SPF in it, hand sani, might need that if we go to the toilet in a place or whatever, or before lunch. Also have some little hand paper soaps, because not everywhere you go might have like hand soap available. So little packet of that. We have some additional sunscreen, courtesy of my sister, thank you so much. And we have some little doggy poo bags, which are just great for little rubbish bags or something like that you can keep in your pack until you might get to a better place to dispose of a rubbish bin somewhere. So that's the stuff that's going in the front pocket. So next up, I talked about, feet and how important all of that is. So I have a little bag here of what I've aptly called foot stuff. So in here is just some Vaseline. There are some like sterile pads and things like that if we did happen to get a blister. And also some needles, again, if we get a blister and we need to deal with it. A couple of Band-Aids, things like that. Super light. We also have some more meds. So in here is also, it's the Panadol, ibuprofen, some activated charcoal, should we need that, if we get a bit of a runny tummy or something. And there's also some antihistamines. So that's what we have in there. Little laundry bag. This has just got some laundry sheets in it and some pegs. We got some extra sporks in there if we need them. The next I want to talk about is, actually, I'll talk about this. Some of you are going to go, what are you carrying that for? But this is electrolytes, and they're in little individual sachets. I will have 1 to 2 of those, probably 2 of those a day. So really super important, super light, like nothing in that to take. Let me go through, I arrive at the albergue and what I might be doing. One of the things that I will want to be doing is kind of doing a little bit of light stretching and rolling out my feet. So I have a football in here and just a stretch band to help just not have everything freeze up on me. Then I'm probably going to head for a shower. And so in here I have my wee toiletry bag. So in here I've got a wee shaver, I have a hairbrush with a mirror no less, super cool and little, deodorant, some toothpaste, a toothbrush which folds out, handy dandy, and some toothpicks and just some buds and a nail file and stuff like that. So that would come with me to the shower room. I would also be taking this, which is just some face cleanser and moisturizer, decanted. This was a huge step for me. I'm about a 6-step face process girl. So we're down to 2. So that's quite impressive. I'm very pleased about that. I also, in the shower, have a little bar of soap, shampoo, conditioner for in here. And this bag enables it to dry so that it doesn't get all mushy and yucky. So you can put that on the outside of your pack. And this is my towel, believe it or not. And this is like a 60 centimetre by 120 centimetre towel. It's a big towel. Fits into that teeny tiny little thing. I love that. So that's the bathroom stuff. Next, sleep time. So when we are staying in albergues, what I have in here is some earbuds, some sleep time lip balm, and an eye mask. I also in here are keeping my headlamp, because if we happen to be leaving early in the morning, I want this to be an easy reach, and so that we can make our way out of the albergue without waking anybody else up. Also, because of the time of year we're traveling, we're not taking sleeping bags or anything like that. So I have here a sleep liner, which is a thermalite one. So it will keep me warmer. And that's what I will be using for that. It's like a mummy bag, you know, it kind of has a little hoodie thing too, so you can get quite snugly. But at the end of the day, if it gets really cold, I've got my puffer jacket, I've got my gloves, I've got my beanie, so I'm all good. So the last bit of gear that I'm going to go through with you is this. I'm going to be wearing a Garmin. This is a watch I used to wear for running. I didn't specifically buy it for this purpose, but of course, you know, it can track our steps and our walk for the day. It has a GPS in it, so I'll be wearing that. In this little bag are all of my chargers for my watch, for my phone, for anything that we need to sort of soup up for the day. So that's all in there, and of course a charger for Europe, so that we can actually plug our stuff in. I'm also at that age where I need reading glasses and prescription long distance glasses. So that's those two things. Now this is for the ladies out there of a certain age. And this is taking my HRT, my hormone replacement therapy. So in here I've got my patches. I've also got the progesterone tablets. So made the decision that they were coming with me. I would have loved to have decanted the progesterone out of the box, but they're very soft capsules, so didn't want to do that. Now, finally, I will also be wearing this around my waist. So most of us know these as bum bags or waist bags. So I will be carrying this. This has all my valuables in it. This is also the bag that once we get to an albergue, we've finished walking for the day and we're popping out for a walk around town or something like that. This is what would come with me. It's got all my valuables in it. So what is in here is, first of all, my little microphones for when I am videoing. So that they are in there. Also have a little selfie stick, which is very cool. I have some wired earplugs. I didn't want to risk losing my Wi-Fi ones. And I also have, when you walk a Camino, you have what's called a pilgrim passport. And that's this wee document here. So where we start, and I think you have to get two stamps a day, basically. So it's when you stop at a cafe, or if you're staying in an albergue or something like that, you all get stamped. And so this is it. It's very big, and it's both sides. And so what happens is when you finish your Camino and you get to Santiago de Compostela, you go to the cathedral and you actually get a Compostela, which is like a certificate of the Camino and the pilgrimage that you have done. So this is something that's really important for us to get stamped as we go along every day. So that's what's in there. Again, plastic bags to keep it all nice and dry should it rain. And then the final thing I have in here is I have one of these security travel little bags. So in here is my regular passport, and I have this amazing little purse that's really cool. It's got, so I travel with a Wise card, so it has my Wise card in there. It has some cash, some euros, and I'll also have another card, not in here, but another card as a backup card just as well. So those two things go in here. So even when I'm sleeping, this will be on me when I'm sleeping, so that I know all of my real valuables are with me all of the time. And the only other thing that I've also done on my bum bag is I've just put a little carabiner clip, because I can hook my water bottle on there, because sometimes you do just want to be hands-free, particularly if you're videoing. Oh yeah, and my phone fits in here too, so perfect. So that is everything that I'm taking. I know it looks a lot, but I'll show you in just a second what my fully packed backpack looks like and how much it weighs. So here we go. Let's see what she weighs. She's fully packed. $7.36. Do you want to take a look at that, just so that you know I'm telling the truth? 7.36. Awesome. So that's me. 7 days to go. I'm packed. I'm ready. Looking forward to it. It's going to be amazing. Yay!